Striking in UFC 5 is not just about spamming hooks or jab trades or whatever the latest cheese in town is. It's about knowing the little truths. That's what separates the casual players from the killers in Division 20. Today I'm going to be breaking down some truths about striking in UFC 5 that will instantly make you harder to hit. Let's get into it. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is your stamina. In UFC 5, your stamina decides many of the actions, including striking and grappling. So if you're giving your opponents free opportunities to drain it, you are actually losing the fight before the fights, if you know what I mean. And the lower your short-term stamina is when you're throwing a strike, the higher your vulnerability. So that's why you can easily get knocked out when you throw a kick as opposed to when you throw a jab. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is grappling. You don't necessarily need to be a takedown spammer, but you need to understand the basics of the ground game. It's going to make your striking a whole lot better. In this fight, for example, I noticed that the striking was a little bit to my opponent's side, so I took him to the ground to break his rhythm. When you take opponents to the ground, it does two things. First, it breaks their rhythm. Secondly, if they are not so good on the ground, it makes them start panicking and they become sloppy on the feet and they start making mistakes. I have a tutorial coming up for grappling sometime this weekend. You should check it out because it's packed with a lot of value and goodies. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is knowing what strikes to throw at the right distance. I see a lot of people throwing hooks from far away, throwing kicks from too close, and then there's this guy who threw that clinch at the perfect range. Like, that was a beautiful clinch, ain't gonna lie. Okay, so distracted me from that, but okay, so going back to grappling, me defending that up transition was beautiful, and this is even more beautiful. This will demoralize you in any fight because you think, oh shit, this guy is going to submit me and he knows what he's doing on the ground. Now back to distance management. Every strike in UFC 5 has a certain range where they are most effective, and the best way to find this out is in practice mode. Go into practice mode, turn on your damage and throw the strikes. You can throw your jabs from close range, you see how many percentage damage it does. You can do it from farther and you see what range it is. So for just a quick summary, kicks are most effective at longer distances. Hooks, knees, uppercuts, elbows are very effective at close range. Jabs and straights are mid-range attacks, and this is important because when someone is throwing a long-range attack from close range, you can counter them with short-range attacks like I just did. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is don't be predictable in your striking or your countering. So in this fight, anytime my opponent misses, I go and attack his body with either a body uppercut or a body hook, and then he started countering me with the elbows. See, I go for the body, he throws the elbow. That's the UFC 5 for you. The game rewards players who mix it up and punishes players who fall into patterns. So here's a little advice for you. You notice that your opponent is starting to read your attacks, switch it up a little. Pretend like you're going for a body shot, then go upstairs with an uppercut or a hook. The beauty of this is you are forcing them to guess. Later in this same fight, I used the fact that I was expecting body shots to set up a trap for him, so stay till the end to see what I did. The final thing I'm going to be talking about is combos. When is the best time to throw combos? Times like now, when your opponent's stamina is low, when their vulnerability is high, and when their head health is low, so that you most likely win in any trades that you guys have. Now, what kind of combos do I like? I usually like head body combos, but you can mix it up. I have a video up on the best 5 combos to use. It's about a year old, so I probably need to update it. You can go into practice mode, see your fighter's best combos and practice with it, and don't be like this guy. See you in the next video.